wonderful makeup muses. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on getting rid of under eye circles. As you can tell, my under eye circles are fairly dark and I've always had a lot of problems, especially because I'm so pale. It's very hard to find something that works for me. So I just wanted to introduce a way to get really a natural, flawless complexion by getting rid of these under eye circles. So I start off with some toner. This is De-Slick by Urban Decay, and I find it works pretty well just as a base because I get really oily skin as well, so this helps it settle without ending up quite oily. And then I put just a touch of primer on there. I'm not going to do my whole face. I usually don't have a problem with the rest of my complexion, so I very rarely use foundation. I will eventually do a video on foundation and how to apply it if you should want to. But I find if you don't have problem skin or you're not going to be under a camera, I generally don't tend to use foundation because it just adds a little bit, and I tend to get quite dry cheeks, which means that if I have a dry patch, the foundation will actually bring that dry patch out and make it obvious more than hiding it. So what I use at first is this Giorgio Armani Master Corrector, and it's expensive. I got it at Holt Renfrew and it's about $36 I think it was for this little bottle, but it lasts a long time and it's fantastic. And as you can see, it goes on quite orange, but because under eye circles are generally blue, it actually ends up hiding them quite well, blends in really nicely. So you just put a small streak where your under eye circles are and blend it in with your finger. And I will also be doing before and after shots, just so you can see the difference that these techniques make. And the problem that I originally encountered with this is obviously now the underneath of your eyes are quite orange. You can see that it's really helped with the blue, but now you are quite orange under there, and no need to look like an Oompa Loompa. It's just not a good look for anybody. So what I use is the MAC Select Cover Up, and this color is NW20. And again, it's quite a pale one. They can really easily find the proper color for you. And I just put a little on the back of my hand like that. And this is the Sephora concealer brush. I find it works quite well. Just a nice flat top, tougher bristles. Just take a little bit. This and tap it all the way underneath the eye, and to lighten things up here, just down this way. And first using this technique, I was afraid it would be a little heavy. It actually isn't bad. I haven't had it crease into the lines. If I use the De-Slick and the primer, I haven't had any problems with it settling into lines or making things very obvious. I'm sorry, the lighting isn't great in here. I need to get around to actually getting new bulbs before I'm plunged into complete darkness. I live in a basement suite too, so it gets really quite dingy sometimes. And I'll also just put it anywhere that needs highlighting. For example, under my nose is very red. And just a touch up here. And then of course check if you have any blemishes that need covering up, and it doesn't look like I do right now. So then you take, this is the Clinique Airbrush Concealer Stick, and all of the concealer is just in this little tube, and it's not actually concealer, it's more of a lightener. So I just put that in the inner corner and around the edge of where I've worked with my eyes. Oh, and another tip, when you're using the cover-up, make sure to get it all up in here, unless you're very careful not to get any corrector up in here, because it's less blue. It's very hard to keep the corrector from going up there, but it's less blue up here, which means the orange will really, really show if you don't put the concealer up, the cover-up up there. You can see this just lightens the entire area. Very nice. And these aren't very expensive either. I think this one was $15. I use it every day and I got it a couple of months ago, so very worth it. I got this one at Murale. And again, it's a Clinique, so lots of places should have this. And I lighten up bridge of the nose here, which will just make it look a little more narrow, and up here to attract light. Just in here to make the creases seem less deep. And here for the same reason. And just to define the lips a bit, I always put a bit right here. And then just to complete the very basic natural look, this is the Sally Hansen Professional Brow Kit. I will eventually get a new brow kit. This one actually works quite well, however. I've had it for ages at this point. So I take the lighter color for all over, just to darken the color because I have quite blonde brows and quite medium light brown hair, which sometimes makes it look as if I don't have any brows at all if I don't do them. Not very good. And then I take a bit of this darker color here, just put a little bit on to define it further. I don't know if you've seen Game of Thrones, but I don't need Cersei Lannister brows, so I use this very sparingly. I didn't just mean to give you the finger there, just realized I did that afterward. Okay. So this is my very natural look. I'll take a picture with my camera so the resolution is better and show you a before and after, but this is just my basic morning routine for my face, before blush and highlighter and everything like that. So I can show you before and after, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and hope you found it useful. Thank you.